Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Travel Insights with Nilima. If you would have followed my previous videos on NDC, the new distribution capability, you might already be aware that NDC is going to be the future of airline distribution. But here's the truth about NDC that nobody talks about openly. NDC was introduced by IATA somewhere around 2012, so it's been over a decade. However, the NDC has not been adopted by the travel industry 100% till now. And why is that so? Is it a bad standard? Absolutely not. Is it unnecessary? No. The problem is that NDC is not just a technology upgrade. It is a complete transformation of how airline distributes their content. Such kind of change does not happen overnight, right? And hence, even after a decade, the adoption has not been 100%. So today I am going to talk about 5 such major challenges that travel agents are facing while adopting NDC. Challenge number 1, which is the biggest one, is the legacy system integration. Most travel agencies are running on GDS platforms, Amadeus, Sabre, Travelport, and the GDSs have been for over 40 years now, and travel agents are very comfortable using them. Then comes NDC, which is a complete technology switch. NDC comes with XML-based API integration, which happens with individual airlines. So, it is really not feasible for a travel agency to connect with each and every airline individually, right? When it comes to GDS, the GDS used to provide the content of all the airlines in one single platform. However, for travel agents, it is next to impossible to integrate with each and every airline individually. However, again, the good part is that almost all the GDSs, whether it be Amadeus, Travelport or Sabre, they are already, NDC aggregated. So, as a GDS, they sell the NDC content to the travel agents. Having said that, not all the airlines have adopted NDC too. So, they are still participating in the GDS. So, what that means is, for the travel agents, they might be or they would have to use 2 different platforms, right? One NDC, another GDS, which is again difficult. And if you think about it, it might be cumbersome. Here comes the second challenge of content fragmentation, right? Because some are participating in GDS and some are using NDC. So the content is not at one particular platform. Also, as far as I know, there might be about 11 different versions of NDC APIs. So some, might be using the older version, which was pre-COVID, and some might be using the latest version of 2024. So not all the airlines are using one single API version of NDC. That is content fragmentation, and I'm 100% sure that travel agents are frustrated about it. Third challenge I feel might be the GDS incentive loss, because initially pre-NDC era I'm talking about, the airlines used to incentivize GDS, and further GDS used to share whatever they get from the airline with the travel agents. With NDC, that might have been stopped. So nobody would be really happy to lose the incentives that they get, right? That could also be one of the challenges that the travel agents are facing. Fourth challenge could be training and change management. Now that is the human problem, that is not the tech problem. Now the travel agents have been using GDS for creating bookings for ages. It is in their muscle memory, right? They know the cryptic commands in and out. There might be resistance for change. They have been doing something for ages, and now all of a sudden, if we ask them to stop doing that, it might be a little difficult. If I talk about myself, when I used to use Galileo, it was the focal point. And then Galileo now has come up with SmartPoint. And I don't like using SmartPoint because it is intuitive. Maybe for people who does not know the commands, they might like it because it is easier for them. You don't have to memorize the commands and you don't have to remember all those cryptic commands, right? But for someone who was so much used to using the cryptic command would still like focal point. You ask me, I still like focal point more than SmartPoint, even though SmartPoint is easy to use. So I can relate to the travel agents when they are resisting the adoption of NDC. Last and the number 5 challenge is what happens after the booking. Till the booking step is easy. What happens if the client wants to cancel the booking? What happens if they want to make changes? What happens if they want to add baggage later? So post-sales service, that is still a gray area. In the traditional GDS, travel agents knew exactly what they have to do. It would have been in their fingertips, right? Reissue, refund would have been pretty easy. But with NDC, it is complicated. So there is a huge trust issue here. So all these challenges that I have talked about, considering these, adoption of NDC has not yet been, completely 100%. Solution for couple of points, challenges that I've covered could be to go ahead with the NDC aggregators so that you don't have to connect with individual airlines. Aggregators would have already connected with a couple of airlines and you connect with that particular aggregator. The aggregator could be a TBO, right? Aggregators are GDSs also. So they already have implemented NDCs. So when you connect with these aggregators, you will automatically be able to get those data. So my honest take on NDC, NDC is not perfect. There are challenges and there are complications with it. But again, the hard fact is that airlines are moving towards it whether we like it or not, right? So either we accept it, sooner the better. So I hope this video gave you a clearer picture of what you're dealing with and how you can plan about it. I hope this video helps, and if it has been helpful, do not forget to give me that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.